Is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's webinar. I'm Jenny Watson, so I'm going to have a chat to you tonight about starting now and most importantly, what's in it for you. So at the conclusion of the presentation, you'll realise how property can be included in your long-term wealth creation plans, but it's really important, like always, that you do seek financial advice and that you do some research before making decisions. So we'll get started. And I've got some polls along the way, I guess, because I'm interested in hearing your feedback as well. So who are we? So I'm Jenny Watson, obviously, and Justin is my husband. We're both Young Investors Club presidents, 33 years old with 5 properties and loving parents of 1 little Olivia. So Justin's on parenting duties tonight while I have a chat to you guys. So starting now, what's in it for me? So one of the most common things that we hear older investors say to us is we wish we started earlier. The reality, though, is that it's more than just a wish, because what people don't understand is that by waiting to take action, it's actually costing you money. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight, because I guess saving money and making money is the what's in it for you. So how is it actually costing you money to not take action? So if you had purchased a property, say 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, it would already be increasing in value and you would already be on your way to financial freedom. Why is financial freedom important? So I guess being a young person in the young person's category, I often hear people laugh at me when I talk about retirement, which is really, really sad because it's not on people's minds, but this generation of Aussies really need to realise that super's not going to cut it for us in retirement if we actually want to enjoy it. We've all worked really hard during our working life and we want to make the most of our retirement and actually really, really enjoy it. So I guess what I try to say to young people when I am talking about retirement and they're having a bit of a laugh at me is, would you rather work into your 70s or retire earlier while you're younger and can actually enjoy it? Would you rather live with your kids so they can support you? Or would you rather live independently? Would you like to worry about using the heater too much? Or would you like to travel to really warm destinations? These are all common things that we need to think about. And I guess I'm always hearing on shows like A Current Affair that, you know, the elderly, the pension, it's not working for them, it's not enough money. But the reality is for us and our generation, we won't have the pension. So it's all up to us. So action you take today will impact your future. That's really got to resonate with people, because whatever you do today or whatever you don't do today will impact your future. How does it make a difference? So when you purchase a property, you pay the purchase price. You'll most likely have a loan for it. In our wildest dreams, we wouldn't have a loan for it, but the reality is you probably will. As time goes by, the property value increases, but your mortgage doesn't. So the property you bought today in 30, 40 years' time will be worth approximately triple, yet it's only cost you the purchase price. So there's some instant cash flow there. I personally like to think of property growth as money I haven't had to work for, which that's always a bonus. So let's take a look at some examples. Let's say you purchase a property when you're 25, okay? So purchase price of $500,000. Let's assume the property doubles in value every 15 years, which, to be honest, that's quite conservative. So by the time you're 65, your $500,000 property is now worth $3.5 million. So $3.5 million is obviously a nice little packet when it's only cost you $500K to buy. Now let's take a look if you wait until you're 35, which, I'm only a couple of years off 35. So purchase price again, so we're still looking at $500K, but the reality is by the time we're 35, if we're adding another 10 years on, it's probably going to cost us more. But let's just go with $500K for the purpose of this exercise. We'll assume again that the property doubles in value every 15 years, again to be conservative. By the time you're 65, your $500K property is now worth $2 million. All right, so we've got a difference. Just by waiting an extra 10 years, we've got a difference of $1.5 million. Now, let's say we wait till we're 50, which is the harsh reality for a lot of people out there. Purchase price again of $500,000, doubling every 15 years. By the time you're 65, your $500K property is now only worth $1 million. I don't know about you, but I can't imagine $1 million's going to go very far in my retirement because I want to retire young. Well, not too young, but young enough that I can enjoy it. So in these hypotheticals, waiting to take action until you are 50 costs you $2.5 million. Waiting to take action until you're 35 costs you $1.5 million, but that's not even taking into account the tax that you save along the way or any positive cash flow that's just looking at property growth. Okay, so last month we did an exercise, Justin and I, based on our property portfolio. And our property portfolio, I think, is worth just over $2 million, and we probably owe about 1.7. But over time, we've obviously earned our property growth, but we've saved over $100,000 in tax just in 10 years. So every year we get quite a nice tax return back if we haven't done a tax variation throughout the year. And it's a good little account booster. So this is only taking into account how much your property grows, but there are other benefits along the way. So points to remember. A property that costs you $500K today is likely to cost you $1 million in 15 years, at least, I would say. So if you're looking at how much waiting to take action costs you, you need to think about loss of property value growth, loss of tax savings each year, the extra cost to purchase the same house in years to come. So let's imagine the growth and extra equity you would have if you had 5 properties or even 10. So those figures that we just looked at, that's just for one property. Imagine if you've got 5 or 10. I think it's safe to say that retirement would be more comfortable than without. So our words of wisdom: don't let your lack of action cost you money. Start thinking about your retirement. So we have a saying, Justin and I, sort of kids today. So everyone talks about millennials. And the reality is that it's difficult for millennials to get into the property market. But if you make right decisions and you use the club to help you, then it will be easier for you to get into the market. You may not be able to buy the big $2 million property that your parents have and that they live in, but you just need to start building your portfolio. Most importantly, though, thinking about your retirement. I can't stress that enough. It's so easy as a younger person to put it aside, not think about it because we'll get there eventually. But you have the choice to take control now. So even though it's a long way away, it's something that's inevitable. No one else is going to look after your retirement, so you need to do it. So take action because your investment clock is ticking. Now, I would like to do a couple of polls with you, so bear with me while I bring up some questions. Okay. So, does it surprise you? Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so does it surprise you to know how much it would cost you if you don't take action now? If you can select yes or no. And I'll show you the results once everybody's finished. All right, just another 5 seconds. Okay. All right, so 33% of you were surprised, 67% of you weren't. So I'm actually surprised by the figures. I thought that more people might be surprised. So let's go with another one. So this is about you personally. Is it important to you to take control of your financial freedom in retirement? All right, so just another 10 seconds and I'll close it off. Seeing a pleasing result here. Okay, so 100% of you that voted agree that it's important to you to take control. Okay, and one more. Do you think you've taken sufficient steps to manage your retirement financially? All right, 10 seconds. Okay, so this one's very surprising. So 20% of you feel that you have taken the steps that you need to, but 80% of you don't think that you have. So I want you to just think about that for a minute. Knowing that you are a young investor, I want you to take 20 seconds just to have a think about what that means for you. What actions you might want to take after tonight, even if it's just talking to your broker, talking to your property mentor. What steps do you want to take to head in the right direction? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to have a think about it. All right, so we've covered off all of the content for tonight, but I really want you to take away from this that you do have the power. So there's not a lot that we do have control of, but the fact that you are here tonight, you're already one step there. So you're already learning, you're already trying to be educated. So these are the things that are within your control, the fact that you take the time to talk to other investors and to learn about things. So keep headed on that direction and have a chat to your property mentor. Because they've been through it all, and if they haven't, they'll know someone in the club who has. So it's all about sharing experiences. So speaking of sharing experiences, we have some upcoming Young Investors Club events to help, I guess, like-minded people come together and talk about property investing. One thing I've learnt throughout attending events throughout the club is everybody's so eager to understand your story, because it's natural for us to want to compare, and sometimes it helps people to understand what others have gone through, and it just gives them that little bit more confidence that they need to take the next step. So we have a New South Wales masterclass on the 29th of July. So this is in person. So Justin and I will be heading to New South Wales to meet all of you New South Welshmen. So we're talking retirement, we're talking finance, we're talking expectations versus reality plus more. We then have an August webinar on the 7th of August at 7:30, so much like tonight. So we've talked about and we've planted the seed tonight about the need for taking control and taking action. So next month we want to help you with some tips and tricks of actually making it happen, how to get into property. And then on the 18th of August, that should be Victoria Masterclass. So here in Victoria, again, talking retirement, talking finance, expectations versus reality. And we will have some guest speakers as well. So that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for coming along tonight, guys, and hearing about why you need to and how you can take control of your retirement. Looking forward to chatting to you next month to give you some tips and tricks on how to do that. Good night, guys.